What's going on, everybody? We live today. Super Mike 2164. We coming through real quick. It's our new world. In our world, we're not going to tolerate lies. What's up, everybody? What's up? Super Michael 2164. Make sure y'all press that like button. Press the like button. Just habitually do that. Press the like button. Go ahead, share it. Do your thing. All right, let's get into a few stories real quick, guys. I just want to do this fairly quick this morning. We're just going to, lay information on the mind. And what do I mean by our new world? Our new world. You know how the white people, they always talking about their new world order. Their order, their new world order. They want to put things in their way, their order, in their manner. Okay. They love doing this with lies, with killing, with murder, destruction. Okay, this is what this world is about. It's all about fighting, killing, lies, garbage, putting garbage in everybody's head. See, so it brings about a bunch of confusion, a bunch of toxic stuff, toxic leadership. Just toxic leadership, stuff that don't make any sense. These are the people that are put in the front. These are the people that are rewarded with the mantle of leadership. How are you going to change this? I mean, even the average person knows there's something wrong with this. Okay, so, but the thing is, the problem now is within the people. We submit to this kind of stuff. If you submit to it, that means that you're going to continue to perpetuate it. You're going to teach your children this is the way it goes. And as long as you keep doing that, then that's how it continues. But the thing is, what happens when the last becomes the first, when the first becomes the last, when stuff starts changing up, when people start actually using facts, using information to make decisions. When people start saying, wait a minute, we're not going to tolerate crooked leadership. That's not normal. How are we going to change the situation? How are we going to stop mass killings, mass shootings? How are we going to stop this stuff? All of these killer cops and, just killer situations with racist people. How are we going to change these type of situations? All of this, this is the world that's current. This is the current situation we currently live in that a lot of people think is normal. Okay, so the thing is, I posted this here on Facebook. Biden Harris, they expect Black support after they cut HBCU funding by $67.7 billion. No respect for commitments to Black folk. Oh, guess who got mad? You're lying. You're lying, Michael. How dare you? How dare you lie on our good white president? Even though this is the same guy who told you this country is doomed because of black folks. Well, not just because of black folks, because it's just because we're not having enough babies to keep y'all niggers in line, and we haven't been able to toxify y'all out of existence yet. Okay, basically. Okay, so this is the same man who said that, but these are the people, these black folks, these are who they defend. They defend this man. So we got receipts nowadays. We can't use the receipts. It's wrong to use the receipts. See, this guy here, January 2015, this man said, historically, black colleges and universities have always been the heartbeat of our country's fight for justice. That's why I'll invest $70 billion in HBCUs and minority-serving institutions. Now, this is something also that we need to understand, a trick bag. See, historically, black universities and MSIs, a minority is anything. That's how they steal your money. So we're not with that no more. So black folks, the new world is we're not going to continue to support people who don't want to support us. What's wrong with that? Is that wrong? New world? We're not supposed to demand that people not make official lies to us. So I want to bring it closer. We want to go through this here. Now, keep in mind, the way I do it, I don't vote unless you give me a reason. You got to give me a reason to vote. We can go vote. Voting, we can register to vote, but you don't just get the vote because you said something. It's just not how it's going to go. It's not how it's going to go. Now, I just want to play this here. Let's look at it. So let's see. We can share the screen. Here we go.
HBCUs are guardians of.
Now, keep in mind, these people, they want your support. This is what they do. They want you to advocate for them. They want to be able to control your tax dollars, the taxes that comes out of your check, the efforts, your blood, sweat, and tears, the resources that you produce when you're going to work, when you're moving around in this country. Okay, the rules of engagement when you have an idea and you want to try to, develop your idea out in the world. They want your support so that they get to control your resources. This is your food, everything that it takes for you to live, your education, everything that it takes to leave a legacy for your children. They want to control that. HBCUs are guardians of the future of the culture. This the culture. Now keep in mind, the culture. What's that? Okay. Black culture is not the culture for them. So when they say the culture, they're not talking about our real black culture. They're talking about some stuff that they invented for us.
The culture.
The stomping ground for the African American intellectual.
A place where you go to cut your teeth.
They serve as bridges between our storied past and our present progress.
Founded out of necessity, sustained through service and sacrifice.
Historically, black colleges and universities have always been the heartbeat of this country's fight for justice.
Whether it was sit-ins in Greensboro,
bus boycotts in Tallahassee,
or protests in Orangeburg,
HBCUs are and always have been the soul of the nation.
Historically Black colleges and universities built America's Black middle class, and Joe Biden knows that's the backbone of our country.
He has the boldest presidential plan for HBCUs in our history, investing $70 billion in HBCUs and minority-serving institutions, lowering costs for students, and building world-class facilities worthy of our world-class talent.
Joe Biden is not only investing in us, but investing in a better America.
When HBCUs rise, we all rise. We are HBCU students for Biden.
Now, wasn't that cool? They got a whole organization, HBCU Students for Biden. That was in 2015, 2020. They had a little link there, little slash. Look at that. Look at that good. Now, I didn't see not a damn book in here. Everybody dancing. I don't see no books. Where's the books? Where's, protesting and stuff? Old folks. Okay, there goes some word. Okay, there goes a little teaching. Industrial accounting. Okay. Payroll. Okay. That's the only thing I've seen about studying. Everything else was playing games, dancing. That's what he think. And guess what he did this for? He played this to get Black students support. He's played this to get your votes. So now here's 2023. They want the Black students to help them out again. And look at it. Here we go. Look at this comment, this tweet. 379 comments, shared 1,085 times. Okay. 70. Here's another one. This is September 2020. 70 billion to HBCUs, free public college education and community colleges for families making under 120,000 per year. Let's go. Okay, let's look at this. This is what they said. So let's look. Hold on. Hold on. Socially distanced conversation. All of a sudden it stops. Really? Anyway, they had a whole conversation that won't play right now. Whatever. Let's see.
Based on what a student wants to do, but supporting that.
Okay, let's look and see. All right, so here's a Twitter conversation. Let's get this. This is on Kamala's page.
About making decisions that impact people's lives.
All right, let's go through these live real quick. You're not gonna listen.
I've known throughout my career that when I make a decision, it will directly impact a human being's life.
By the way, thanks for agreeing to do this. We got a lot going on. You've made a lot of tough decisions in your life. I hope agreeing to be the vice presidential candidate wasn't one of the toughest ones.
It wasn't tough at all. Not at all. I'm just so looking forward.
All right.
Said, Kamala, I'm standing with you because it's the right thing. And Delaware, thank God, wasn't as impacted as some other states with the foreclosure crisis. But Beau said on principle, even though he would take political heat, even though he'd have to spend significant political capital, he said, I'm standing with you. And I'll never forget that. We talked practically every day.
That's how I got to know you.
Yeah, I know.
You didn't know I got to know
I
you that
know.
way. I've heard you talk about the way you were raised.
All right.
We were so excited because she was so excited. Like, we're going to have.
We moved when I was in third grade, and it wasn't until,
See,
my God.
that's what they do. They sit up here and bore you with all that crap. If you sit up here and listen to this mess, you become a shill for them. You all in. If you sit up there and ingest this bile, you're literally hypnotizing to their crap. This is like a church or something. But I mean, I can't sit there and just listen to this stuff. I'm trying to get to the promise made. Okay, I'm just about business.
People who, before the pandemic, were hardworking, had a job, again, had dignity, are now, because of this pandemic,
Of their family.
That's right.
There should be childcare available, and no one should have to pay more than a small percentage of their income to be able to get that childcare. The idea that you can't get paid leave in America, it's just wrong.
And it's been highlighted during this crisis. Is a mother or a father going to self-quarantine when they're not getting paid sick leave or paid family leave versus?
You got to give people a chance.
Right. What we have seen, again, is that this pandemic has highlighted.
Being chairman of that committee for a long time. One of the things I was really proud of was the first time I was able to get the Voting Rights Act extended 25 years. We thought, boy, we've made.
Now, hold on. The only people, they should abolish that mess, because the only people in the whole country, you claim you're citizens, right? We're citizens of this country, but we have to have an act to continue to give us voting rights. Black folks, only black people, Black American, the ones who built the country, the ones who descended from enslaved folks here, the people who've been here longer than anybody else has been here, our lineage has. But you have to get the right, because of the Constitution is racist. It says that you can't vote. So they had to amend it, and they had to keep, updating it. They got to keep updating it. When that does, you don't have to go fight for voting rights for white people. They don't have to get voting rights, legislation, and as if this is some sort of win or some sort of benefit or something like that.
Yeah.
Then along came that famous case that
Shelby v.
occurred,
Holder.
Shelby v. Holder. One of the things that I'm worried about is there is a whole new effort at Jim Crow out there.
Yes.
You have over.
That's from you, Jim Crow Joe. Anyway, I'm trying to get to this.
Democracy in the world, and voter turnout is being pushed by the other team to be lowered. What are they afraid of? I think they're afraid of people showing up and voting.
I think they're afraid of the people, because when the people.
This is a bunch of crap. Y'all lies are voter suppression. You guys lies are voter
graduation
suppression.
ceremonies, but more importantly, the jobs they thought they were going to go to, that they've spent all this time and money to get to. I mean, think of the people, all the debt that exists, the people borrowed to get to and through school.
That's right.
I don't think any family that has an income less than $125,000 should have to pay for a 4-year public state college education and or for community college.
You have that also in our plan for HBCUs.
Yes, well, we're going to give $70 billion to HBCUs.
That's right.
But people, you went to one of the
I am a
greatest.
very proud graduate of an HBCU, Howard University.
Well, I have $70 billion HBCUs.
That's right.
But people.
For HBCUs.
Yes, well, we're going to give $70 billion to HBCUs.
That's right.
For 4-year public state college education and or for community college.
You have that also in our plan for HBCUs.
Yes, well, we're going to give $70 billion to HBCUs.
That's right.
But people, you went to one of the
I am a
greatest.
very proud graduate of an HBCU, Howard University. But we have so many incredible HBCUs. One of the things about the plan also is it really is about supporting education after high school, and then the individual can decide.
What?
And but we have so many incredible HBCUs. One of the things about the plan also is it really is about use.
Yes, well, we're going to give
Yes.
$70 billion to HBCUs.
That's right.
For people.
Use.
Yes, well, we're going to give
Yes.
$70 billion to HBCUs.
That's right.
For people.
Use.
Yes, well, we're going to give
Yes.
$70 billion to HBCUs.
That's right.
For people. You went to one of the
I am a
greatest.
very proud graduate of an HBCU,
That's
Howard
true.
University.
What?
And but we have so many
Lies.
incredible HBCUs.
Lies,
One of the
lies,
things about the plan also is it really is about supporting education after high school, and then the individual can decide what that education
That's
be.
right.
And for some, it'll be a four-year college. For some, it'll be a community college. For some, it'll be
An apprentice program.
right.
Yeah.
And that's the great thing. It's
Yeah.
about education after high school, and then all of those tracks being available based on what a student wants to do, but supporting that.
Right now.
All right, so this man sat up here and lied. This is what they do. Now I'm dealing with this here. Okay, let me get out of this here. Oh. Hold on. Let me exit this full screen. So now we see. I wanted that to be on camera. To make sure that we seen that. Oh shoot. Y'all's probably seen this here. What's up? Lies, lies, lies. Yeah, 25 years, but yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's all they were doing, sitting up there lying. Now, but the thing is, this is what they were doing. Now, I want to show that because I messed up and had that overlay and y'all couldn't see it. So let me show that one more time. I want to show this is what they said because
A four-year college. For some, it'll be a community college. For some, it'll be
An apprentice program. Year public state college education and/or for community college.
You have that also in our plan for HBCUs.
Yes, well, we're going to give
Yes.
$70 billion to HBCUs.
That's right.
For people. You went to one of the
I am a
greatest.
very proud graduate.
So you see right there, they claim they're going to give. He said we're going to give $70 billion to HBCUs. This is what this man said with his vice president. This is a commitment from the government. Okay, this is no lightweight matter. Okay, this is no lightweight matter. That is a commitment from the winning candidates of the president of the United States. And we know they have the money to do it. We know that they have the money to do it easy. Ukraine, a foreign nation, got over 100 billion right now. So since they said that they were going to do that, they had the HBCUs come out there and support their behinds. HBCUs came out and supported them. See everybody wrapping this event up. Look at this, they all, she's always laughing all over the place. Idiot black folks out here taking pictures with Satan. Okay. Okay. So this is what they claimed. And then the black folks came out and supported their butts, okay? So that's what happened. We told them they're lying, but of course no one believed the truth tellers. We said, nobody believes the truth tellers. So now today, with this information in mind, I posted this, I reposted something from one brother, but for some reason the brother either disconnected it or I don't know what he did. The point is, I reposted it again. The point is, this is what I posted basically. This is basically what the brother said. This is what he said. And we have known shills for the Democrats. Now, keep in mind, I'm not a Republican either. At all. We cannot be loyal to any of this crap, any of it. They have to deliver on the commitments. They have to make a commitment and deliver on that commitment to us. That is what you support. Make a commitment. Go ahead, support it, deliver on the commitment, continue to support them. But these people made a commitment. So this guy always loves to, he just loves to defend Democrats. This is just what he does. Mark Davis. So he goes through his crap. One brother posted, here's the fact sheet. Fact sheet. This is what actually happened. This is what they promised. Hold on. So this is what they promised. HBCUs get $70 billion funding pledge from Biden-Harris. November 13, 2020. This is in writing. This is on paper. They use this in their campaigning. Okay. Here's how they pledged. So he said they're going to give it to HBCUs, but then we let them put trick bag languages in their tribal colleges and other minority serving institutions. This right here is who sucked up all your damn money. Okay, the education coffer would be split into several pots, $18 billion in grants to 4-year schools to make the colleges more affordable for the students, $20 billion. Okay. Infrastructure to build facilities for generations, yada, yada. Okay, HBCUs to help increase enrollment and $10 billion towards those programs. See, HBC, they're using your black schools, colleges to get them to get support. And all of the HBCU presidents comes out. As the new vice president-elect, we know she will continue advancing her vision. Just lies. This is what actually ends up happening. This is what this man had to defend me with. Here's what. Fact sheet, state-by-state analysis, a record $2.7 billion American Rescue Plan investment in historically black colleges and universities. This is what they gave. $2.7 billion. From 70 to 2.7. That's like, I was like, dude, when I come over there, I'm gonna give you $100, but I give you $5. When I'm gonna get the rest? You lucky you got that, huh? Excuse me? You said you was gonna give me a certain amount. That we can't allow that. See, black folks, you're not supposed to excuse being lied to like that. So that's got to change in the new world. You're talking about a new world order. How you gonna support that new world if you don't defend the truth? And keep in mind, this is the situation with these folks. We always want to play this. We always want to know what is their main motivation.
See, they're simply talking code. But on all social occasions, not some, not a few, on all social occasions when it's white people together and there's no black people around, she said, we are talking negatively about black people. And the assumption is that everybody present is in agreement. So I told her that I understood that. See, they're simply talking code. They're just talking code about their survival. They are not going to reveal it. They'll just say to us, isn't it nice that we're in a democracy? You see, but they are talking code about their survival. And at the same time that a black man is in the White House, there are millions of people locked up in prison. Millions, thousands of black men locked up in prison. You can say the incarceration of black genetic material. Now I say that the system 24/7 is talking about this critical problem in activity that you would not think is talking about white genetic survival. So one day, one Sunday, it was so quiet, I said, gee, what's happening? It was so quiet. See, when it's quiet, you can think. Yes. And this is why they say, now this is your music. Boom, de boom, de boom. See, all that loud music turns off the brain computer because of sensory overload. See, they use loud music, our loud music, to torture people in Guantanamo. To torture people. To make them go crazy. But they feed it to us and say, this is your music.
And that's what we mean by the culture. See, the culture, when they hear people, you hear people talking about the culture. That's not talking about actual black culture. That's talking about this kind of culture that these people have manufactured to feed black children and black people. It's actually garbage. Okay? And when you're feeding us garbage, she knows that there's a brain computer. When you input garbage, output comes garbage. That's what happens. Okay? So the reason why I play this is because this is one of our luminaries for the black world. A person that's telling you the truth. This is a real scholar. Now, unfortunately, sometimes they're not esteemed as well as like a Mark Lamont Schill or Michael Eric Dyson, who went for the money in the wrong way, because they're going to shill for these, these liars. But we have a new world. We got to get this snake. We got to get all of this stuff off of our planet. And it takes a while. So she was going into, now I want to go into this a little bit because we did make another post on Facebook. And it's Dylan, we cannot go through this stuff. Now let me play this real quick before I go through it. Let's go back to this. Let's see. This is a situation that happened. This is the old world trying to make it, continue to, basically assert itself. Let me see if I can get the sound right. Excuse me. Dang, I don't know if we can get it. Are we getting any sound? Anyway, let's see. Let me try exit out and do it again. Man, that went away. Well, the point is, well, let me see if I can find it on Twitter. But the point is, well, I can show you this here. This woman, okay, so here he is talking. So this Jordan Neely thing, and not this one. You know, I'm still amazed that there's black people out here. So this brother posts, now this brother Hannibal, he has a site called Points of View. And everybody loves to think that they're logical and they're the ones that's correct. And a lot of times we are correct about some things, but we got to understand that we're not correct about a lot of stuff too. But this guy, have New Yorkers lost their minds when it comes to Jordan Neely's situation? So if your loved one, so he's talking hypotheticals. Now he's taking us into imaginary land. You're making a decision now on something that hasn't actually happened. But look, hold on a second. He's saying, so if your loved ones is on the same train as Jordan Neely when he is acting out, are you all going to want no one to do anything and just let him act out by threatening them on the train? Or are you going to want a Daniel Penny to step and put Jordan Neely on timeout? No. I'm going to want Jordan Neely to just go, because this happens a lot. It's happened for decades, okay, in many cities, Atlanta. You know, people are on these systems, on these buses. They're crazy because of the system of white supremacy giving away money to outsiders to try to replace folks, and instead of giving the money to who is supposed to give the money to. For example, right here in Chicago residents are getting pissed off because what?
Important is that we really establish that this is a humanitarian crisis, and we're here.
South Shore residents responded with resounding rejection.
While this crisis may constitute an emergency for the city of Chicago, it does not constitute an emergency for the South Shore community.
Incoming migrants have overwhelmed district police stations by the hundreds.
It's my turn. It's my turn. Hello.
But city leaders could barely eke out a word of the details about a proposed respite center at the former South Shore High School.
Now they closed a black school. The black people wanted that school to house programs. They were begging for money to develop that particular facility for the black community and our crazy folks. You know, we got a lot of crazy folks. We got kids out here shooting up, doing crazy stuff. We wanted a community center for ourselves, but all of a sudden there's money for these illegal aliens. And black folks aren't supposed to feel a certain way. But, you know, this is what's happening here. But the same person saying here, you want to kill the black people who go crazy with white people on trains. This is what Hannibal James is talking about. And when you confront this guy with logic, he makes excuses because he doesn't want to think too much to change what his perception is. It's a very infant, like a baby, you know, unfortunately. And I can't blame him too much, but that's just the situation. This man is justifying a cold-blooded murder by 3 people on a homeless autistic man. This guy is smiling as he kills his victim who is dying. And people on the train said that this man, you're going to kill him. Stop. You got 3 people on this one homeless, hungry, autistic man. This is what you want to do. You want to advocate for that. You don't. And this guy wants to tell us all of the criminal history on Jordan Neely, but you ask them, what's the criminal history on Daniel Penny? You don't know if you're defending a child molester. He could be whatever. What's the names of these other two assailants, these other two murderers? Who are these people? You know, just because the news says something, you got black folks, you got people who submit to it with no question. You don't even question them. Just take it. Just take it what they say. Don't even question it. That's got to go in our new world. We can't tolerate that. Exactly. It's 3 guys. They held both of his hands. The other 2 held his hands. Exactly. Yeah, they sure do. This is just the law. Doesn't matter what you think. Okay? It's got to be respected. You can't go picking and choosing willy and nilly that you enforce the law like that. They don't do that with us. In fact, they try to pick and choose, because what happens is, oh, you can defend your house as a black person. They'll still take you to jail. They'll come up with some charge to get you on. This man has the nerve to reference. And see, and this is what I'm saying. This is the reason why you cannot align yourself with either one of these little so-called box ideologies, the liberal or the conservatives, the Democrats or the Republicans. They always want to keep people in 2 cages, you know, because it's easier for them to manage you when there's a lot of different facets. And this guy, he fancies himself more conservative, so he aligns more with a lot of conservative stuff. But if your conservatives are advocating that you die, what the hell is that about? It's okay to just outright kill people in the street like this? No. How come we couldn't get that funding and get Jordan Neely into a home and get him some mental help? This man was screaming about he was hungry. What's the problem? Here's some resources, bro. Let's get you into a place where you can sleep and you can get your mind together. Okay? And then you got another brother. He claims to be a Christian. See, this gives people a bad name. I serve an awesome God. You know, he's showing how, I guess maybe there's somebody in his family is, you know, married to a white Hispanic or whatever. But all he's talking about is, I would have did the same thing. I would have killed them. For what? You're a Christian. Why don't you feed them? What would Jesus do? But, you know, that's, you know, this is the world. And finally, for my religious people, this is why we have a new world. This world, we gotta base the new world on truth. It's truth. The fact is, the religious systems are really basically the good in the religious systems. You can call them different names, but they're basically the same thing. If it's good, if it's from God, it's really the same thing. Just throughout the thousands of years, different labels and names have been talked about. So you had this little house or that little house. It's been said certain stuff, but a lot of the good stuff has filtered through. But because people have been manipulated, you're going to turn this one against that one. The way that we understand these words, that's not the way that they were intended. The way that we are understanding this stuff nowadays is not the way that it should be understood. And I'm gonna leave this truth for us to think about. and this is going to be the final. I want y'all to see something here. These are facts here. This is what you got to base your truth off of. We're told this is where most of your books from your Bible come from. Ask yourself what language is spoken in these places. Look at this. Look at where look at where, look at where English is not spoken here. What's going on, James? Yeah, English is not spoken here. That's all we did. That's a fact. What's the languages that's spoken here? They're called Semitic. Look up these words in these languages. Then a lot of the confusion, because a lot of the stuff that we're arguing about nowadays is because we speak different languages now. So we're taking on arguments that's old. But if I say, right, and look at that. See, this whole thing is African plate. This is just this Red Sea is really still doesn't mean too much. This is connected. These two are connected. So when people say, oh, the Arabs invaded Africa, they're all the same people. They stay right there. Look how dark the Sudanese people are. And if you look on this side in Yemen and stuff, these people are dark too. These are black folks. These folks speak the same languages or similar languages. Okay, Semitic languages. Okay, so we're going to have to expand our ideas. We're going to have to understand, stop looking for what, yeah, exactly. Nowadays, it's a lot of military influence. Why? Because there's a lot of value there. There's a lot of value there. But also the books, a lot of the prophets, all of these books, all of this ideology, all of this stuff, people have been there creating value for a long time. And the thing is, this is how you root your understanding in something that's logical. Because the stuff that a lot of times we grew up in places, we've been hearing it from churches, and we getting this situation from, there's all sorts of ancient wars that are making people mad at each other, that we're still, using inside of these religions, inside of these political situations. Yeah, a lot of that stuff, we got to reevaluate stuff. A lot of that stuff is not actually in the spiritual systems that we have. A lot of that stuff is just from wars that human people had with each other. Okay, look at Greece. Greece is up here. They, we know that they were studying down here, in Egypt and, in all of this area, Jordan, everything. There was a whole thing going on between Rome, which is Italy now, and all of this up here. And then there was a battle between Carthage, Africa, and all that stuff. All of these wars have an effect on how the information is presented and taught. Yeah, and we think there always will be holy warriors and holy wars. But a lot of this stuff can be reduced. That's what we're talking about, a new world. A lot of this stuff, these fake lie arguments, they can be phased out. The stuff can be phased out. And it's going to be phased out because actually once you get into your World War III, which has already started, once that heats up, more people come through. Yeah, once that heats up, a lot of these powers a lot of these groups these countries, these big nations their power is going to be broken. That's going to allow another scramble for power and control of resources. At that point, it's going to be whoever can get control and dominance of their own resources fast enough before, somebody else come over to try to squeeze them out again. But all of that factors in. So that's all. It's all dealing with. It's all dealing with, religion, politics. Really are very, very, very similar because they're systems of control, and guess what? Control is good. People say, "Oh, they're trying to control. We don't want to be controlled." Yeah, you do. You don't want to live in a nation full of people, millions of people that's out of total control. They can do whatever the hell they want to do. You're not going to want to feel safe in that nation. But what we're trying to figure out was what's the best kind of control. The best kind of control is a system that teaches people to control themselves. And teaches systems and order that people can actually take control of themselves in a civilized manner and grow and develop in a sustainable way, which is not, knowing that we are connected to nature. And anytime that we create too much of imbalance, the planet, nature, whatever you want to call it, that's going to put us back in balance, and that putting us back in balance may hurt. It may hurt a lot. That's why we're seeing a lot of, because there's been an imbalance in resources. There's been an imbalance and, there's been an unfair imbalance. So as that stuff gets back into balance, there's wars. There's that exchange. Oh no, I mean, the thing is, this thing called America, it's going to go just like Rome. I mean, it's just the same thing. It's the same pattern. I mean, there'll still be a thing called America, but it's not going to be like it is now. It's going to be like, Greek. There's still a thing called Greece. There's still a thing called Rome. But they're not like they were. See? Look at it. Greece is still there. Rome is still there. It's just a little city now. Okay, but yeah, so it's just, it'll be a thing called America. It's just happening over here. Right now, you got the United States. So it'll be something. Of course, this whole thing is called America. So this whole side, they call it America. I don't know if it's going to keep that name for the whole thing, but, somebody's going to keep that word. But it's not going to be this anymore. It's not going to be no U.S. All of that's going to break up. I guarantee you that. And I think that's going to happen within our lifetimes. Because the politics is too unstable. It's too many lies, too many disaffected people. The system's far too corrupt. You got the BRICS nations down here. They're organizing because they're imbalanced, guys. So they got Brazil, you got Russia, India, China. There's a whole nother part of the planet here. You got Russia, China. These are very powerful nations. You got little bases all over the place, but you got internal strife too. So y'all got to get the more people that's invested in, especially people that's living in the United States. The more you invest in this corrupting system, sending your kids off to die for this war, you're going to sit up there and send them somewhere where they're going to get slaughtered. Your family line's going to get killed. And the people, and then the system's going to get broken, which it should be broken. It's already broken, but it's going to become defunct. But then the people who are left over, they're going to have an opportunity to reorganize themselves into something a little bit better. That's what's going to end up happening. That's what I mean by the new world. This is our new world. And, all of this here, people scared of China. Yeah, all of those, they're going to threaten you, but they're not going to have the you're going to still have the chance to really get yourself together. Yeah, they're going to want to take over China and India. That's why they're buying all this stuff. That's why they're sending, they own all this stuff in Sacramento and San Francisco and all that kind of stuff. But, that's what I see. This is what it is. It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. That's why they're flooding. And see, the unfortunately, this thing called white, black, and all that, it's going away, which is good. Actually, that's good. It's not unfortunate. But the thing is, there's people so used to being white, okay, instead of being who they are. White has become valuable, and the way that it became valuable was unfair treatment. Now that it's going back to normal, regular treatment for human beings, a lot of people that's called white are going to have a problem with it. And so what they're doing is, because their numbers are kind of going low, because James didn't want to have kids. James doesn't have any children. He didn't get 5. You're supposed to have like 5 or 6 kids, James. And because he didn't want to, there's a lot of people that, they could be called white, but they're not going to be able to maintain it. So you got a lot of these guys, they're Latin, so they didn't used to be called white, but now they can be called white. So they're scrambling in, and the people, it's just not working. It's just not working. So, but it doesn't matter though. And it's good. It's going to hurt some people, but it's not really going to stop. It's just a rebalancing. And if you understand that it's a rebalancing, then you'll put yourself on the right side of it so that you're not kind of edged out. So you're not edged out. Otherwise, that's just what's going to end up happening. So anyway, y'all, I'm about to get up out of here. But we going to make it. Gonna make it. We 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 gonna make it. Yeah, we gonna make it. We gonna make it. Yeah, I got them. I got 5. Nah, I got 4.